down a little bit more. Why don't we just do that since I showed it? This is supposed to be a pillow, okay? So you want to sit about right here. And what you do need to be aware of is with your older people, and anybody really, is ask them if they have any neck issues, because you are going to bring them into pretty good hyperextension, and if they can't tolerate that, then this might not work for them. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to cause problems. So just be aware of that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make her, I've just asked her if she, when she rolls, we're going to do the right side first since he did the left side first. And so she is dizzy when she turns over to the right side. So which side am I going to check first?
Left.
I'm going to go ahead and check the left because I just want to look at both sides anyway. And a lot of times, there are times that you see it on both sides, but normally it's just on one, by the way. So I'm going to have her come back, and I'm basically just keep your eyes open, ma'am. And I'm going to turn her head. She's going to be an extension and rotate 45 degrees. And you'll see that that's where that's at. You want to really support her head. She's really let me have her head. And then what I'm looking for is I'm going to watch her eyes, and I'm looking for any kind of movement like this. Sometimes rotary, but sometimes just straight. And so I see nothing, okay? So I'm going to sit her back up and do the other. So the Dix-Hallpike test, this is it. You're doing both sides, and that's the Dix-Hallpike test part of it. The Epley maneuver is what you move into after you found a positive. So if I checked her on both sides and she was negative, more than likely I wouldn't treat her, I might, we'll just see. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. And so what I'm seeing in her eyes is I'm seeing some movement there. So the first step of the Epley maneuver is to hold her in this position for, I'm going to say, a minute. If you want to do 2 minutes, that's fine. That's what that guy does. But again, research shows it doesn't take that long. So I do about a minute. And you talk to them, and sometimes they're pretty dizzy. So you need to hold on to their head and make sure they know that they're secure. I've even put my hand on people before so that they kind of know that they're okay. Because when you're dizzy, you feel like you're falling off of a flat table, don't you? I mean, sometimes if you're that dizzy. So I'm going to hold her here for a minute. That's my first position. And so I am at extension at 45 degrees. My second position, I am now moving her at extension to the other side, and I've gone 90 degrees. I've gone from 45 over here. Here would be straight. I'm going 45 this way. So she's now at 45 degrees to the other side, the unaffected side.
So is it 45 for the Epley maneuver as well?
It's actually 50.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's 90.
90.
So I'm taking her from here and going a whole 90 degrees, 45 and 45. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to hold her here for a minute. I'm going to talk to her and ask her how she's doing, and it's amazing what you can ask them, right? Okay, and so once I've done this for a minute, I'm going to have her roll over to the unaffected side. So we're going to roll over to this side, and I am going to bring her down another 45 degrees, and I normally tuck the chin because it's just more comfortable for him. He did not. So it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I just was taught to tuck the chin. So it's just, he did not do that. So we brought her another 45 degrees over. 90 degrees over. So I'm going to leave her here for a minute, and then we're going to sit up. And so this is your other position. I do not leave my patient like he does. I certainly wouldn't leave them sitting on the side without their feet on the ground. He was doing it to his kids, so it was a little different. But you do need to stay with them, because what if they are dizzy? You don't want to leave them for a while. And so I'll stay with them for a while, but you need to keep them for about 10 minutes there to see what happens with them. And I've never had a negative, where people have thrown up at this point. It usually happens when you're doing the Hallpike test on them.
We had an Epley maneuver on that state clinical.
Did it look a lot like this?
Yeah, we were moving him up and down and twisting his head one
He was nauseous to start with.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it got worse.
It got worse as you did him.
Yeah.
Did it clear up his dizziness?
All of it cleared up at the end. We had him sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and basically he just like looked straight ahead. He wasn't to move his head or look down or anything. And he was fine after that.
He was fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Is that not fun?
It was
Think
cool.
about him coming in and being so nice.
Yeah, I know. He was having trouble when he came in.
Yeah.
So.
I'm confused on what's the difference between the two.
Between what two?
Dix-Hallpike and Epley.
Okay, so the Dix-Hallpike is basically the test to see if you need to do the Epley.
Okay.
So turn around here. Basically, the Dix-Hallpike is for me to bring her down and look at her eyes on this side. That's the first part of it. And then the second part would be to check the other side. So that's the Dix-Hallpike right there.
Okay.
So that's the test. And then you move into the Epley if you have a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And a positive is just nystagmus.
Would be the nystagmus.
Okay.
So you don't want to turn their head like directly over their shoulder, it's just like halfway
It's
between.
45 degrees.
Okay.
45 degrees in hyperextension. You need to make sure you get the hyperextension in there. So, and it's really look at your degrees because you want to, it's easy to get lax with that. So go try it on each other. Yes.
Say they had nystagmus, but they don't have dizziness. Would you still do this on?
Normally you wouldn't treat them if they, if I saw nystagmus, I'd for sure do it. But they're
But they didn't. If they didn't have any dizziness, you still would.
if I was doing the eval, because obviously they had some kind of